A good way to look at this is steroids within special operation is what beer is to college students. Right? Before we jump into this episode, guys, if you haven't done so already, go check out Beret right? Check out the Patreon and also check out the mentorship link that's down there. If you have any questions or you're interested in going special forces and you just want somebody to speak to answer your questions, right? So that's Beret guys. Go check it out if you want to speak with me and run some things by me, right? So with all that said, guys, let's jump into today's topic. So in today's video, I want to talk to you guys about steroid use within my regiment, right? U.S. Army Green Berets, Special Forces. Now, when it comes to this, guys, keep in mind, I'm not advertising it. I'm not saying whether or not you should do it, whether you should not do it. I'm just sharing my personal experience with you guys as far as what I went through as I was serving within that unit. A good way to look at this is steroids within special operation is what beer is to college students, all right? Could you imagine telling a college student, hey, don't drink alcohol while you're going through college? It's the same concept, guys. You're telling a special forces operator, don't use steroids while he's in that unit. Now, again, this is just me speaking from my perspective and what I've seen throughout my 15 years within special operations. I know there's going to be a lot of guys in the comment section that goes, well, that's not true. I was in special operations. I didn't use steroids. Good on you, homie. I'm just telling you what I saw from the people that I was surrounded by. All right? That's what this video is about. So now let's fast forward to my experience as far as how I did it and how I ended up using steroids. All right? So for me, it started in 2009. Now keep in mind, I've always been a fit guy, right? So I was always into supplements. Even back in the days before I joined the military, you had your creatine, you had your protein powder, right? So I've always used supplements because, again, I'm in the staying fit business, right? I like to go to the gym. I like to look my best. That's just what I do. That's my hobby. So fast forward, guys, came in the Army, went through basic, went through IT, right? Just your creatine and your Nitrotech protein powder, right? Went all the way through deployments and all of that. Leading up to that point, it was all just GNC products, right? Now, fast forward, train for selection, go to selection, go through the Q course. And of course, while I was going through all of that training, it was mainly just protein powder, nothing else really, right? Because I wanted my body to perform accordingly. I didn't want any cramps. I didn't want any unnecessary muscle weight. I didn't want any of that. Now, fast forward a little bit, within the Q course, I get done with MOS, right? And then we're getting ready to go to language. Now, language is mainly you sitting in the classroom, you're studying and you're doing all of this stuff. Like, it's not really hard work. And keep in mind, I was already a French speaker. So once I got out of MOS, there was a guy that was in my class as an 18 Charlie. Big dude, big stocky dude. And I'm like, man, like, holy crap, this dude is huge. So I got to talking to him. I was like, hey, like, you're so big. Like, I want to get on your level. Like, what are you taking? And then he went on to tell me about this website online that he used to buy his supplements, right? Leading up to that point, it was, like I mentioned, GNC, right? But at that point in time, all the stuff that he was taking was legal as hell because it was just being sold online. Now, during that era, 2008, 2009, all the stuff that these companies were selling, they would sell it. And then once the FDA caught up with them, they would just tweak a molecule or so, and then they would rebrand and put that same product out, and then they would keep that going until they get caught, and they'll just keep doing the same thing, right? So he gave me the name of what he was taking, and I went online and I ordered me a set. I think it was like H-Drawl or something, right? So I tried that, and dude, I got freaking huge. I'm talking about like muscles on top of my muscles, right? But it was one of those things, like while I was going through language, like I got so big to where it started to affect my run. So what I did was I started to tailor back because I wanted to be able to run, right? So that was my very first experience with it, guys. Now, me personally, I don't like to do injectables because I'm so paranoid that hey, if this is not going the way I want it to go, I want to be able to stop. And that was my reasoning for doing oral side of it, because once you inject, like, that's in your body for 1 to 2 weeks, right? However long the shelf life of that product is within your immune system. So yeah, I've taken supplements throughout my entire life, guys, and that was my experience with steroids. Now, I have tried injectables. Once all the stuff that I was taking got banned, once I wasn't able to find the stuff that I was taking from the local shop here, then I did venture out towards injectables and try that a little bit. I'm not gonna lie, I didn't really like the feedback that I got from doing that aspect of it, mainly because, like, once you inject, you can't really do anything about it. I like to be in control, whether I'm getting moody or whether I'm starting to break out. That's just how I was able to do it, right? Now, let's talk about why I did it. Now, you got to understand the culture of special operations, right? You got to understand the culture that you're getting ready to venture into. For me, it was one of those things like, man, everyone around me, looks the part. Everyone around me is big, strong, and fast. Like, I want to get to that point too, right? So in my mind, that was what I was supposed to do. That was the ideal SF guy. I'm supposed to be cream of the crop. I'm supposed to be best of the best. Like, how do I get that extra edge? Right? So that's why I did it. I wanted to be strong. I wanted to be fast, and I wanted to be imposing. After all the stuff that I was using, the FDA eventually caught up with all those manufacturers, and they banned all that stuff to where I didn't have access to them anymore. Then I did try SARM a little bit on and off, but to be honest with you, like, I didn't like how it made me feel with the bloating feeling. So I just stopped using all that stuff, guys, and now it's back to just protein, right? So that's my experience with it, guys. When I was doing it, guys, I liked it. I didn't mind it, right? It gave me the strength and the edge that I needed to be on the battlefield, right? So that's my personal experience. I'm not telling you guys to go do it. I'm not telling you should do it. I'm just sharing my experience with you guys because you guys asked for it, all right? So that was my experience, guys. Let me know in the comment section below what you guys think. Again, it is a thing that's part of the culture, right? How do we change that culture? I don't know, guys. I just know when I came in, why I did it and what it did for me, all right? I appreciate you guys watching. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below, guys. Until next time, take care of yourself.